Stop. Don't scroll. Because something just shifted. Pause. Not outside. Inside. Stop right here. For a long time, you felt guided, protected. Like even when things didn't make sense, somehow, they would still work out. Pause. You trusted that feeling. That quiet sense that you were being carried through something. Stop. Even in confusion, there was calm. Even in uncertainty, there was belief. Pause. But now, something feels different. Stop right here. That quiet confidence you had feels weaker. That inner peace doesn't feel as strong. Pause. And you can't explain it, but you feel it. Stop. Like something that used to support you isn't the same anymore. Pause. And that feeling is uncomfortable. Stop right here. Because it forces you to face something real. You are no longer depending on something outside you. Pause. You are standing on your own now. Stop. And that changes everything. Pause. Because when you feel protected, you move without thinking too much. You trust. You flow. Stop right here. But when that feeling fades, you start questioning everything. Pause. Your direction. Your choices. Your strength. Stop. And that's exactly where growth begins. Pause. Not when everything feels safe, but when you have to rely on yourself. Stop right here. Because maybe what you thought was protection was actually comfort. Pause. And comfort keeps you still. Stop. But this moment, this shift, is pushing you forward. Pause. Pushing you to think. To act. To take responsibility for your direction. Stop right here. Because now, you don't move blindly. You move consciously. Pause. And that's powerful. Stop. Ask yourself honestly. Am I ready to take responsibility for my life? Pause. Because that answer changes everything. Stop right here. Because once you stop depending on external protection, you start building internal strength. Pause. And that strength is something no one can take from you. Stop. Because now, you're not waiting to be guided. You are guiding yourself. Pause. And that changes everything. If this message resonates with you and you'd like to support something meaningful, you may notice a QR code on your screen, as well as a link in the description and pinned comment. We are currently working toward a goal of $3,000 within this week to support a community church initiative, a place that aims to bring people together, offer guidance, and create a space for hope and support. Contributions can be of any size, and every contribution helps move this effort forward. If supporting financially isn't possible right now, simply sharing this message with others can also make a meaningful difference. Part 2. The moment you see what was always there. Stop. Don't scroll. Stay here. Because this is where everything becomes clear. Pause. In Part 1. You felt it. That shift. That uncomfortable feeling. That something isn't the same anymore. But now, you're about to understand why. Pause. Because when comfort fades, clarity begins. Stop right here. For a long time, you weren't really seeing things. Not completely. Not honestly. Pause. You were feeling. Reacting. Hoping. But not truly seeing. Stop. Because comfort hides truth. Pause. It allows you to stay in situations longer than you should. It allows you to ignore things that don't feel right. It allows you to delay decisions that need to be made. Stop right here. Think about it. There were signs. Moments where something felt off. Moments where you questioned things. Moments where you felt like something wasn't aligned. Pause. But you ignored them. Not because you didn't see them. Because you didn't want to accept them. Stop. Because accepting truth requires change. Pause. And change is uncomfortable. Stop right here. So you stayed where it felt familiar. Even if it wasn't right. Even if it wasn't growing. Even if it wasn't helping you move forward. Pause. But now, you don't have that comfort anymore. Stop. And that's why everything feels exposed. Pause. Because now, you see clearly. Stop right here. You see the patterns. You see the delays. You see the decisions you avoided. Pause. And that clarity can feel overwhelming. Stop. Because now, you can't ignore it anymore. Pause. And that's exactly where transformation begins. Stop right here. Because if you are still here right now, this is your moment. The moment where you stop avoiding and start facing. Pause. Not later. Not someday. Now. Stop. Ask yourself honestly. What have I been avoiding that I need to face right now? Pause. Because that answer is your turning point. Stop right here. Because awareness creates clarity. Clarity creates action. Action creates direction. Direction creates results. Pause. And those results shape your life. Stop. Because once you see the truth, you have two choices. Pause. Go back to comfort. Or move forward with clarity. Stop right here. And this time, you already know. Pause. Because something inside you has shifted. Stop. You're not the same person anymore. You don't ignore like before. You don't delay like before. Pause. You're starting to take control. Stop right here. And that changes everything. If this message resonates with you and you'd like to support something meaningful, you may notice a QR code on your screen, along with a link in the description and pinned comment. We are currently working toward a goal of $3,000 within this week to support a community church initiative, creating a space for connection, guidance, and support. Some choose to contribute $20, $50, or $100, while others support in their own way. Every contribution, no matter the size, helps move this effort forward. And if contributing isn't possible right now, sharing this message with others can also make a meaningful difference. Part 3: The moment you stop running from it. Stop. Don't scroll. Stay here. Because this is where it gets real. Pause. In Part 2, you saw it. The truth. The patterns. The things you kept avoiding. But now, you're standing at a different point. Pause. You can't unsee it anymore. Stop right here. That's the part people don't talk about. Once clarity comes, you lose the ability to go back to ignorance. Pause. And that changes everything. Stop. Because before, you could distract yourself. You could ignore things. You could stay busy enough to not think about it. Pause. But now, it's in front of you. Clear. Unavoidable. Stop right here. And your mind will try something. It will try to pull you back. Pause. Back to comfort. Back to old habits. Back to the same patterns that felt familiar. Stop. Because that's what it knows. Pause. It will tell you. Maybe it's not that serious. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I can deal with it later. Stop right here. But deep down, you know that's not true. Pause. You know exactly what needs to change. You know exactly what you've been avoiding. Stop. And this time, you don't run from it. Pause. That's the difference. Stop right here. Because growth begins the moment you stop running. Not when things get easier. When you face what's uncomfortable. Pause. Think about it. Everything you've been avoiding is exactly what's holding you back. Stop. Not your situation. Not other people. Your avoidance. Pause. And once you see that, you take your power back. Stop right here. Because now, it's not about what's happening to you. It's about what you choose to do. Pause. And that's where everything shifts. Stop. Ask yourself honestly. What am I still avoiding, even after seeing the truth? Pause. Because that answer defines your next step. Stop right here. Because avoiding creates delay. Delay creates stagnation. Stagnation keeps you stuck. Pause. But facing it creates movement. Movement creates momentum. Momentum creates change. Stop. And that change starts with one decision. Pause. Not a big one. Not a perfect one. Just a real one. Stop right here. The decision to face it. The decision to act. The decision to stop running. Pause. Because once you do that, everything starts moving. Stop. Slowly at first. Then faster. Pause. And before you realize it, you're not the same person anymore. Stop right here. Because now, you're not avoiding life. You're facing it. Pause. And that is where strength is built. Stop. Because the moment you stop running, you start becoming stronger, clearer, more in control. Pause. And that changes everything. If this message resonates with you and you'd like to support something meaningful, you may notice a QR code on your screen, along with a link in the description and pinned comment. We are currently working toward a goal of $3,000 within this week to support a community church initiative, creating a space for connection, guidance, and support. Some choose to contribute $20, $50, or $100, while others support in their own way. Every contribution, no matter the size, helps move this effort forward. And if contributing isn't possible right now, sharing this message with others can also make a meaningful difference. Part 4: The moment you become your own protection. Stop. Don't scroll. Stay here. Because this is where everything changes. Pause. In Part 3, you stopped running. You faced it. You saw the truth clearly. But now, you're stepping into something even bigger. Pause. You stop looking for protection. And you become it. Stop right here. For so long, you felt like something outside you was guiding everything. Protecting you. Holding things together. Pause. And when that feeling faded, you felt exposed. Uncertain. Unstable. Stop. But what if that wasn't loss? Pause. What if that was a transition? Stop right here. A shift from depending to becoming. Pause. Because real strength doesn't come from being protected. It comes from knowing you can handle what comes. Stop. Think about it. Before this, you moved based on comfort. You waited for the right feeling. You depended on clarity to act. Pause. But now, you don't wait for perfect conditions. You create them. Stop right here. That's power. Pause. Not controlling everything around you, but controlling how you respond. Stop. Because when you become your own protection, fear loses its hold. Pause. Uncertainty doesn't stop you. It sharpens you. Stop right here. You stop asking, What if things go wrong? And you start asking, can I handle it if they do? Pause. And the answer becomes, yes. Stop. Because now, you trust yourself. Pause. Not blindly. Not emotionally. But with awareness. Stop right here. You see things clearly. You act consciously. You move with intention. Pause. That's what changes everything. Stop. Because now, you don't depend on external stability. You create internal stability. Pause. And that cannot be taken from you. Stop right here. Ask yourself honestly. Do I trust myself to handle what comes next? Pause. Because that answer defines your strength. Stop. Because trust in yourself creates confidence. Confidence creates action. Action creates results. Pause. And those results build your life. Stop right here. Because this is not about losing protection. It's about evolving beyond needing it. Pause. You're not the same person anymore. You don't react the same way. You don't think the same way. Stop. You're stronger. More aware. More in control. Pause. And that shift changes everything. Stop right here. Because now, you're not waiting to feel safe. You are safe. Because you trust yourself. Pause. And that is real power. Stop. Because from this point, nothing feels impossible. Nothing feels overwhelming. Pause. Because you know, you can handle it. Stop right here. And once you reach that level, you don't go back. Pause. Because now, you are your own protection. If this message resonates with you and you'd like to support something meaningful, you may notice a QR code on your screen, along with a link in the description and pinned comment. We are currently working toward a goal of $3,000 within this week to support a community church initiative, creating a space for connection, guidance, and support. Some choose to contribute $20, $50, or $100, while others support in their own way. Every contribution, no matter the size, helps move this effort forward. And if contributing isn't possible right now, sharing this message with others can also make a meaningful difference.